order to continue tearing this down, because I had a sleeping table. Goats like to get up on stuff, and if it's got a little bit of a slant, all the much better. They like to get up a little bit. I had a sleeping table in there that when I put it in there before the flooding, and before I let all the shit, it was about 12 inches above in the back and about 10 inches above in the front. So it was really easy to clean and everything else. But then flooding happened. And as odd as it may seem, I let the shit build up in order to keep the barn from flooding. So
that's a lot. That's a foot right there.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
you're having to move all of that to get the table off.
Yeah, I got the table already. But yeah, this is 1 year worth of shit and hay.
1 year.
Yeah, only 1 year. And we have a small herd. We have and they haven't been over here. We've only had, we have 3 does and a buck now. When we had them over here, there was just 2 does. And then the rest of the year, hell, we've only had that billy goat over here. But that billy goat specifically goes to the barn to shit. So there you go. He'll cross his legs and go to the barn to shit. Because again, he's an asshole.
Yes.
But at any rate, this will all get level. I'll level this whole area out with this later. I don't have to keep burying that because I'm going to come in with my blade. And blade this all out. And this whole area has been flooding, so if I can raise this with this pile even 2-3 inches, that's going to help with that. But yeah. And it's just basically pulling this stuff off, stacking it up, hoping that I'm going to be able to get to it at some point before it gets too much water and shit on it. Because once stuff has been this dry, if it gets wet more than a couple of times, it's going to start rotting quick. Yeah. And it would help if I didn't put 4 billion nails in it. But when you're building with crap to begin, look like, see this board? You say, oh, look, that board rotted. No, that's what that board looked like when I put it up there. And I got news for you, I'll probably use it again. And I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll put a bunch of drain oil on it and call it good. Put drain oil on it, it's lasted this long. It's not any more damaged probably than it was when I put it up there. In fact, it looks bad, but it's still really strong. That's the problem I'm having, is a lot of this stuff looks bad, but it's still really, really strong. So, but I'm keeping, and there you go, there was the color of the fireworks stand. In fact, you can see it's got something down there on the bottom that was part of the signage. And who knows, when I build the new barn, I might paint the whole thing on the inside. So you can't even see the whole
See,
signage.
it's not so.
Well, you know, I do have that, most of a 5-gallon bucket of blue paint that was from me mixing up all that shit that everybody threw away.
That's right.
And it just happened to turn blue. I'm like, yay, that's nice. That was a nice little happy accident. The hair turned sky blue, the same sky blue that I painted the damn porch with. So I'll paint the inside of the barn with it. Maybe it'll keep the bugs from going in there. Who knows?
Ooh.
It's worth a try, right?
Right.
Well, and it's not like I don't have it.
Okay. I'll come back in a little later, okay?
What, am I too loud for you?
Yeah. See you in a minute.
Okay.
The chickens love all of this destruction. They keep looking for stuff. Trying to see if they can find something to eat.
So this is the end of day 2 of this tear down, and by the end, I mean I'm getting ready to quit here in a minute. I've mostly got it stabbed together, got it taken apart. And like I said, what I learned is that it was still in pretty good shape, because it's not just coming apart. But I got all the tin off the other side, most of the rafters down, got most of the back off. Hopefully, in the next couple of days, we'll see how much I can get done tomorrow. We'll see if I can pull it down. The idea is to get it to a point where I can pull this down and then start working on tearing the rest of it apart. So I don't want to climb up there and try to tear that apart. I'm old,
Ladders are no fun.
and ladders are no fun. I took my gloves off for 10 seconds and managed to cut myself again. It's not bad, but
Oh,
there you go.
great.
But I put my gloves on because I don't want to listen to my mother. Mom, you could try to put gloves on. Did you have any gloves? I should have said, no, I'm a little orphan. I don't have any gloves. Oh, that's right. I'm not an orphan. There you said. But yeah. No, she's right, though. That's the thing. Isn't that what always pisses us off the most? When somebody tells us something like that, and we're like, oh, yeah, I should have been wearing gloves, probably. Yeah, you mess with tin, you should wear gloves. Any rate, hopefully this is all going to become something. Now, Flint will show you the piles. They grow, as you can see. Even the pile of stuff I'm not going to try to keep has grown. That 2x4, you're going, well, that's not as bad as some of the 2x4s you kept. It's super light. Super light means that it's eaten out in the middle. So even though the outside looks strong, it's not. So, and that was on the bottom. But it turns out the only boards that were rotten, the ones on the bottom.
The ones that got wet over and over.
Yeah, from the flooding. They probably were fine until it started flooding.
Right.
Anyway, okay, that's it for today.
Okay. We'll start again tomorrow.
Hello! I have no idea if we're in the middle of one or if this is the beginning.
We're in the middle.
We missed 2 days of work because life happened. Okay, so I want to show you something real quick. If Lynn will pan down here. And you can look up here. Remember how I told you once a week I have the sacrificial egg that I pop in my pocket? Now you would think eventually I'd stop doing that, but as you can see, no.
No, I
No.
see
Tradition!
that.
Tradition! Okay.
So that's what it is down there in that red handkerchief, is that?
Yes, I had to pull it all out because it busted. I was like, what the hell? Oh, that's what it is. And it'll dry all day, and there you go. Okay, so can I tell you something about this barn and one of the reasons that we're tearing it down? I want Lynn to pan over and show you this fence. I'm going to go stand by it so you can see. This is several strands of barbed wire with 2x4-inch welded wire over it. The original fence was this tall. You can see I've added cattle panel, and I've added 4 rows of barbed wire till it is almost as tall as me. This is because of people's dogs.
Yeah.
We had dogs come in, and I've told you this before, they came in and wiped us out. Why am I bitching about this again? I'm going to tell you why. This morning I'm on my place, taking care of my animals, minding my own freaking business, and in the middle of the COVID, here comes 2 people. Have you seen my dog? What kind of dog is it? Well, he's Brindle. I say again, what kind of dog is he? Well, he's half Labrador and half Pit Bull. Okay, so let me tell you why that made me instantly furious. Okay, that's what killed all our animals.
Yep.
Labradors and Pits who had packed up. There were 3 Labrador mixes, a big-ass Pit Bull, and then, believe it or not, little tiny dogs running with them. They got through the 2x4-inch welded with all the barbed wire. And then I put this up. They climbed over it.
Yeah.
They killed every freaking thing we had. By the time they got done in this area, they'd killed $10,000 to $15,000 worth of stock.
Yeah.
Calves, sheep, pigs, goats.
They
These
attacked
people
a
just
man.
moved in here. First off, they're moving in the middle of COVID. You guys, quit moving in the middle of COVID. First off, they're moving. They just moved in here. They brought their dog from the city to an area where there's stock, and they obviously can't keep the dog in.
Yeah.
And so now me, I've got a million things to do, and my convalescing mother to take care of in the middle of pandemic, and now I have to worry that these people's stupid ass city dog is gonna get into my pens, which look like nothing could get through them, but I know that's not true, and kill every freaking thing I've got. I'm dependent at this time on all of these animals. Before, when they got in, they killed most of my chickens, all of my goats. They killed all of my son's goats.
It was heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. And people are like, well, it's not the dog's fault. Yeah, tell that to somebody who's been milking an animal and cared for an animal for 12 years, and now the son of a bitch is torn up dead in the field because of your freaking dogs. Don't move to the country where there's livestock and do one of two things, that both of which irritate the living fuck out of the people that already live there. First off, we moved here because there weren't very many people. That's why we moved here. Second off, we moved here because we could have livestock. Don't move into an area where people have livestock and bring your stupid ass city dogs that just want to kill shit, and or bitch that their animals make noise and smell funny. Stay in the goddamn city where you fucking belong. If you want to live with, don't come out here and have them zone. We moved here because there's no zoning. So, that's my rage for today, because I'm pissed off.
So you can wind up this particular video showing what you've done so far if you want to.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what we've done, because I'm going to show you where we got. First, Lynn needs to leave the building, because I'm about to tell you where we've got to.
Okay.
And it's somewhat frightening, so get out of the building.
Okay.
Okay, so we've reached the part of this unbuild where we're close to getting to where we're going to be able to hopefully pull it down. Except I built it. And a lot of times, even when I think it's completely stripped that I can break it down, I can't. But the plan is to get it to a point where I can break it down. At this point, you have to be super careful that you are removing the things that will keep it from falling over the way you want it to, but not so it's going to fall in your head while you're working on it.
Right.
So you have to take out the cross bracing, you have to take out the panels, you have to do them in a certain order so that it doesn't fall on your head. Because if Lynn will stand back even further into that shaded area,
Yes, I can do that.
I will show you why all of a sudden this has gone from, it's safe, to, you better be careful.
Oh my.
So as you can see,
The whole thing wobbles.
yeah, I can now shake the whole thing. I still have to take all of these boards off.
Right.
I have to remove this board.
Oh, on the
See,
bottom.
this side is stripped out, ready to go, except for this one and this one.
Right.
When I take this one and this one on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
I will have to be super careful.
Right.
And then it's as simple as, simple.
Yeah.
As if anything I ever do works the first fucking time. The idea is that I hope to pull it this way, but if I'm honest, I'm probably gonna have to pull it that way. So, because I did build it, and even though I'll have everything stripped off of it, when I go to pull it down, it'll just stand there like a giant turd. So that's all for this one. Hopefully in the next one, we'll be pulling a building down.
Yay.
Thank you for viewing.